You know the feeling. You hand cash across the table to a friend in a bind, or you pick up your share of a massive dinner bill. It feels like a kindness, but treating these moments as simple generosity might be the exact trap keeping you broke. Sure, conventional financial wisdom is clear. Never lend money to friends or family. But a spreadsheet doesn't factor in the very real, very heavy weight of social expectation. Take Tyler. He makes a decent income. When his cousin asks for $500, he lends it out. He attends an $80 brunch he didn't want to go to, and he puts a $2,000 group vacation on his credit card simply to avoid the social friction of saying no. From the outside, Tyler is the supportive guy everyone counts on. But inside, the invisible, compounding costs of those decisions are already eating away at his future. Most personal finance advice focuses on the cash, but they ignore the psychological drain. By constantly people-pleasing, Tyler is burning through his finite cognitive bandwidth. He spends his morning agonizing over unreturned texts from the cousin who owes him money. He spends his afternoons stressing about the credit card bill from that brunch. Every one of these social drains siphons off the daily focus he needs to actually get ahead. Building wealth depends on having the mental energy to handle 3 or 4 major financial decisions every year. Tyler's battery is empty before he ever gets to the moves that actually move his net worth. Obsessing over these social obligations is like rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship while completely ignoring the engine. Now, look at Sarah's approach. When her cousin asks for that same $500, she checks her guardrails and hands it over. This flowchart shows their internal logic. The second money leaves Sarah's hands, she mentally writes it off as a gift with 0 strings attached. Look at Tyler's path. Expecting the money back turns him into a debt collector. He tracks the debt, brings it up at dinner, and permanently damages the relationship. Follow Sarah's path. Expecting nothing back, she protects the relationship, building a reputation for trust that quietly compounds. Treating small requests as gifts builds social capital that is impossible to measure on a standard balance sheet. Then there is the second trap, the $80 brunches and $2,000 group trips. Social spending is uniquely difficult to control because it's wrapped in emotional pressure. Think of it as a guilt tax. No one guilt trips you into buying a new TV, but friends will absolutely apply emotional pressure to get you to fund a $300 concert ticket you can't afford. Sarah manages this by simply saying no. She accepts the friction of looking antisocial to protect her goals. The research favors her choice. People highly selective about social events report higher quality relationships. When they do show up, they are present and engaged, rather than quietly resenting the cost. Rejecting the social pressure preserves your daily energy and filters out the people who are only around to drain your wallet. Let's fast forward 5 years and audit the final results of these 2 different strategies. Tyler is emotionally exhausted. His relationships are strained by a web of unspoken debts, and despite a good salary, his net worth is stagnant. This dual-axis line graph tracks both net worth and cognitive bandwidth over those 5 years. You can see Tyler's lines trend flat because his social network is a constant source of stress and expense. Sarah's curve upward because she protected her bandwidth and her capital. By choosing trust over debt, she's ensured that when her circle encounters a new career lead or a business venture, she is the first person they think to call. Sarah's $500 loss bought her 5 years of goodwill and absolute peace of mind. It out-earned any market return she could have chased with that same cash. These behaviors aren't about being stingy. They are about ruthlessly protecting the gap between what you earn and what you spend by refusing to let social guilt write your checks. Treating loans as gifts and saying no to group vacations doesn't feel like the exciting, smart money advice you see in your feed. But the habits that actually build wealth are rarely flashy. They are intentionally boring, and boring is exactly where your money grows. If this changed how you think about your social spending, hit that like button. And for more content that goes against the conventional financial grain, subscribe to Wealth Logic. I'll see you in the next one.